about extraterrestrial species currently visiting planet Earth. We are launching this project because in recent months we have seen huge revelations about the reality of extraterrestrial life. Some people even say that we might get an official announcement very soon. First off, we're going to go through some basic concepts on what we know about life in this universe. Everything is alive. We find that species that have highly advanced levels of consciousness tend to take certain shapes. For example, what we call the five-pointed star shape or the humanoid shape. In this case, we're talking about beings that have two legs, two arms, one head, and they walk upright, just like humans. An example of a different shape that advanced consciousness beings tend to take is that of an octopus or a jellyfish. Now, humanoid races are the norm, being the most common ones in this galaxy. We know there is at least 400,000 humanoid civilizations in this galactic quadrant alone. We also know that surface humans trade more with humanoid species because they have more in common with them. Now, these different species and civilizations have formed different organizations. One of them, what is called the Galactic Federation. Basically, what the United Nations is for planet Earth, but for the whole galaxy. Genetic manipulation is a very common practice among species, and DNA is the most valuable material in the galaxy. Hybridization is the norm, and we actually know that Earth is an experimental laboratory for many of these species. Because of that, it is difficult to come up with an accurate classification of races, but we do know that there are at least 15 distinct races that have tinkered with human genetics, and there are hundreds of them currently visiting and observing the planet. To really understand many of these beings, we also need to talk about how dimensions, frequencies, and timelines interact with one another. Regarding what is currently happening on planet Earth, the planet is entering into a new galactic era after just finishing what the Mayan culture called the Long Cycle on December 21st, 2012. Between other things, it is said that planet Earth was chosen as a laboratory where biological life would be developed for the whole Milky Way galaxy. Many notable researchers point to the appearance of crop circles in England around the 80s and 90s as a sign that different civilizations were trying to communicate with Earth as this powerful galactic event approached. Now we're going to outline some of the major groups of extraterrestrial species that we know about, as well as some of the relevant characteristics. First of all, we have the human extraterrestrial races, meaning all the civilizations that look exactly like humans. Many times they can have minor differences in looks, for example, their connective tissues, such as their earlobes and their nostrils. It is said that Lyrans from the Lyra constellation are the progenitors of the human race. They ventured out into the Vega, the Pleiades, and the Sirius constellations, and all humans are their descendants. Next up, we have the Greys and the so-called Zeta humans from the Orion and the Zeta Reticuli constellation. The Greys, and specifically a group called the Evens, have been very relevant for the history of planet Earth. Their genetic line is spread all throughout the galaxy, and we found many hybrid species of them. The Greys were actually in a war with the Evens until recently. The Evens were the species involved with the famous Roswell case. We also have many notable animal humanoid looking races. For example, there are very well known felines, canines, elephants, dolphins, whales, octopus, and mollusks-looking beings out there. These also include some insect races. For example, we have the praying mantis beings, which are some of the oldest known species in the whole galaxy. Other types of insects are the ant beings. There are many well-known hybrid species made out of a combination of any of these races. For example, we have the mantis and great beings and the mantis and lizard-looking beings. Planet Earth's surface humans can be considered a hybrid species since they were made of a combination of already evolving ape species with at least 15 distinct well-known extraterrestrial species that have been tinkering with human genetics for a very long time. As you already know, we have many types of reptilian species spread all throughout the universe. And some of them are very relevant for what's happening on planet Earth right now. A whole other category of extraterrestrial beings are the so-called interdimensional beings. Some names include ultracelestials, extracelestials, and in general, any being that exists either in a different dimension, a different timeline, or a different frequency than humans. A very well-known group of interdimensional beings on planet Earth are the so-called angelic corps. For example, Archangel Michael. Another group that is becoming very relevant in the present of planet Earth is that of the non-surface terrestrial beings, meaning all the intelligent species that inhabit within the mantle of planet Earth. There are huge pockets of Earth within the Earth where intelligent beings such as humans, terrestrial native reptilians, and mermaid beings live. Some of these mermaid beings have also been seen in the depths of the oceans. Another way to categorize the many alien civilizations that are in contact with planet Earth is by their star of origin. For example, planet Earth is in the same galactic arm as Orion, Sirius, and the Pleiades, and these three star constellations are very important for the past and present of our planet. Other relevant star systems whose races are very well known include Arcturus, Alpha Centauri, Proxima Centauri, Zeta Reticuli, the Draco constellation, the Andromeda Galaxy, and the Lyra constellation, between many others.